Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to guarantee bigger arms in 3 days. Sounds impressive? Stick around. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so I rolled out of bed and picked up my phone. The first thing I saw this morning on YouTube was get bigger arms in 30 days, guaranteed. Okay, so I went through the video and there were 4 steps. So I decided to make you a video with my 4 steps and kind of dissect these types of videos and then point you guys in the right direction when it comes to arm specialization types of programs. First off, I want to address the title. Guaranteed bigger arms in 30 days. Well, come on. I mean, anybody that gets on track with a good program is going to have some growth. So really, any program you do correctly where you weren't doing a program correctly the previous day is pretty much going to guarantee growth. So ignore the silly titles. The only thing they guarantee is more YouTube revenue for the dickhead that's posting them up. Okay, so bigger arms in my program, bigger arms in 3 days, right? Right. Whenever you deal with these things, whenever you deal with these hucksters, okay, and I'm going to call them hucksters because that's my opinion of what they are. There's a type of sales pitch or a sales strategy where they'll establish the problem. And then they'll sweep in with the solution. There's nothing inherently bad with that type of approach. It just helps to be aware of somebody establishing the problem. And when it comes to the solution, it's the consumer's decision to weigh things and say, is that the real solution or is the solution really something else? So I'm going to give you some things to think about in this video. In the bigger arms in 30 days guaranteed video, it says, the problem is heavy weight, no connection, destroying themselves, and no progress. So the no progress, yeah, obviously. I'm going to present some reasons why you're not experiencing progress. The interesting part of this is destroying themselves. I'm going to argue that the program this person puts forward is a pretty good way to destroy yourself compared to even a more conventional arm specialization program. So let's dive into the solutions, okay? The solution, and I call these, you guys can kind of screenshot that if you want. I have the massive iron approach and the massive bullshit approach. I can label things the way I want. It's all humor, right? Step number 1 in the massive bullshit approach is value connection over everything else. You should be flexing the weight instead of moving the weight. Sounds cute, right? Not exactly scientific, but it sounds cute-ish. Okay, my step. Value progressive overload and consistency more than anything else. Controlling the weight is a given. So one of the things that is stressed in the 30-day guarantee is to focus on connection and controlling the weight. That should be a given. We all should be controlling the weight. So that point is kind of a given. It's not a magical point. It's not going to magically increase your gains. What's going to increase your gains is progressive overload over time while controlling the weight and being consistent. That is where most people fail. So step number 2 in the massive bullshit program, guaranteed 30-day, guaranteed bigger arms in 30 days, add an arm day. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with adding an arm day. Some of my clients have an arm day. They're fine if you structure them properly. My step number 2 would be improve your programming and effort. Okay, if you're not seeing results, and you want an arm day, that's fine. But at the core of a lack of results, and that's the problem established by the individual in this video, that there's no progress. We have to understand why there's no progress. It's not because you don't have an arm day. It's not because you're not connecting with the muscle. There's other things going on here. So we have to improve your programming. We have to improve your effort, your general set effort. We probably have to improve your consistency and improve your diet. So step number 2 for me is to improve your programming and effort. Step number 3 for this individual, volume is king. Not very scientific. Not very scientific. But, okay, volume is king. This is where things really start to roll downhill fast. I want you to process this, and I want you to listen to this, because I'm going to give you a lot of sets and reps and numbers and concepts. But if you unpeel this brown stinking banana, there's something rotten below it. Okay, something rotten below the peels. Listen. Step number 3 for this individual. Volume is king. Sounds great. 16 sets for biceps, 16 sets for triceps. Okay, so I could probably survive with that. I could probably survive that. Okay, here's where things get crazy, okay? And we're not done with the craziness. Step 4 adds to the craziness. Each set is at least 20 reps to failure. Each set is at least 20 reps to failure. Okay? I didn't misquote. This is from the video. You're doing 32 sets on your arm day. Each set is 20 reps to failure. Do you know how hard it is to get to failure? Like on one set, especially on biceps, you feel like your bicep tendon is going to rip off the bone. Then you got to do 16 sets to failure at 20 reps, okay? That's like even getting to one set of 20 to failure, finding the weight to get there. It's going to take you like a month to dial this shit in, right? Okay, so my step 3 is maximizing sets is king, then add volume. So first, before you jump into just simply adding volume, we have to learn how to maximize a set. We have to learn how to take a set deeper. Do you need to train to failure? No, not necessarily. But you could train until the point where you feel like you might fail on the next rep or when form is going to break down. If you go to mechanical failure, where you just can't move a weight, wow, things get pretty intense. But you kind of want to get on the doorstep. But can you do 32 sets to the point where you can't move a weight? I mean, really? Do you really think that's possible? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's reasonable? Do you think that's something that you're going to survive? Do you think that's not destroying yourself? I don't know. That's not the way I'm going to do an arm specialization program. Once you learn how to maximize sets, then you can add volume into a program. So even I'm going to give you an arm specialization program at the end, and you can try it, you can run it, you can get to the point where you understand the demands of that program. Then if you want to add a set onto an exercise, then you can. That's a good way to add volume. But just to jump in and say we're going to do 32 sets of 20 reps to complete failure right out of the gate, good luck with that. All right, step number 4. The 30-day guaranteed program, rest as little as possible, no more than 30 seconds of rest in between sets. And mine is keep rest reasonable and then finish with a run the rack stack drop set or intensity. So basically, my approach is if you're going to have an arm day, there's a certain structure. We're going to approach it with a certain structure, right? We're going to do some volume. We're going to do some rest pause work. We're going to do some intensity work. We're going to do some heavy work, right? We're kind of attacking in a well-rounded way. And then maybe at the end, when we got a little bit left, we're going to maybe do some rest pause or drop set or intensity type of work. But, we can split hairs over how to program a workout, but that's really not the magic, okay? That's really not the magic. The magic really is progressive overload and consistency over time if you really want big arms. But I want you to look at step 3 and 4 in this program, because this is where the problem comes in. 32 sets, all to failure with 20 plus reps. Anybody that takes time to process this and restricting rest between sets to 30, anyone that takes time to process this really realizes this is an impossible program. impossible to complete and impossible to figure out how to even get there. If you are truly taking sets to failure, and that's the quote of this individual, and I'm not misquoting him. If you are truly taking sets to failure, are you going to be able to do 32 sets, 20 plus reps to failure with 30 seconds in between sets? Somebody in the comments is going to say, oh, I can do that. There's no way I could do that. There's probably no way I could even figure out how to do that. Just trying to figure out what weight and with all the different exercises, how to even get there is just insane. It's really insane. I would consider it a complete impossible program. Now, to round out, Mr. 30 Days, Garen F&T says, link below for complete program. You can get it for $19.99 on this site. I'm going to link you below. I'm going to link below. You can get a free program. It's a video I made. It's free. Arm specialization program. It kind of shows you how to build an arm specialization program. So that link is down below. But I want to end with 4 points, okay? Because there's going to be some of you that are like, well, this sounds like a good program to me. Look, 32 sets at 20 plus reps, all taken a failure with 30 seconds between sets. It's ridiculous. You won't be able to do it. You won't be able to figure it out. Most of the effort's going to be trying to figure out. So here are my 4 points. At the core, if you want bigger arms and to do an arm day or arm specialization work, focus on sustainability and quality work, okay? Sustainability and quality work. If you're not seeing arm gains, it's not because you need to do circus acts. You can add an arm day or arm specialization program. But to call one of the major issues with an arm, lack of arm progress, is because guys are destroying themselves, and then to give them this program? All right, number 2, occasional arm specialization programs are okay. Absolutely. So you want bigger arms, you focus on sustainable quality work that's not going to get you injured. Number 2, occasional arm specialization programs are okay. Point number 3, 32 sets to true failure at least 20 reps per set using rest pause is virtually impossible if you truly understand failure and if you truly understand what hard work is. Anybody that understands hard work knows that this is virtually impossible. And point number 4, programs like this wow you with intensity, but if you peek under the hood, they are impossible junk meant to excite you and to drive you into spending cash. It's an impossible junk program. It really is. So focus on the basics. Focus on progressive overload and consistency. If you want an arm day, that's fine. There's a link below to just one video out of many that I've made on arm specialization programs. If you want to add in volume, that's great. If you want to do intensity techniques, that's great. But try to focus on things that are sustainable. Not things that are absolutely ridiculous and impossible, like trying to do 30 sets at 20 plus reps to failure with 30 seconds of rest in between sets. This is one of the most ridiculous programs I've ever heard. Impossible to figure out, impossible to complete, and extremely, extremely punishing if you do it correctly. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.